Good afternoon, Commissioner.
Good afternoon.
Thank you for joining us today to talk about the Ana Garcia case. Just to review, Ana Garcia, 20 years old, female, undergraduate student, works part-time in the Gentry Life Science building, was found dead at 10 a.m. by Taylor Diaz. Hannah, if you could give a rough timeline of her day, please.
Thank you, Lexi. Ana attended morning labs, classes, lunch, study time with friends, even more classes, and a soccer practice. More specifically, she had a 10 a.m. lab, a friend's study following, a second lab later in the day, as well as a visit to the library, a lunch with her boyfriend Eric, a soccer practice in which she sustained an injury. Then she went out for coffee, she took some notes, she took various analgesics in order to ease her headache, as well as received various texts from friends.
So, Commissioner, now for a quick summary of the crime scene. At the scene, victim's body, Ana Garcia, is laying on the floor in the aisle of some lab tables. There is a chair by the lab tables that is tilted towards the back on one, an iPhone laying face up next to Ana's body, a fly laying by Ana's foot, and fly eggs by her feet. Vomit is also near the victim's face. A red substance, identified as blood, is on the head of the victim, and a gooey red substance, also identified as blood, is on the edge of the lab table, and Ana's body and the chair is near the glass jar by the arm of the victim, and there was also a black hair found near the victim's leg. Here's a sketch of what we found.
Now for the suspect list. First off is Eric Piedmont, age 20. He was Ana's boyfriend. He had a very trustworthy statement as shown by his polygraph, and he had very steady parallel lines on such a test. Next was Dominique Hall, 19 years old, Ana's roommate. They were very competitive in their education, and Ana recently received a scholarship that Dominique very much wanted. She also had a trustworthy statement. She had a couple spikes due to nerves, but once the question was asked, it evened out, meaning that we believe her statement was very trustworthy. Next is Taylor Diaz, 19 years old, Ana's friend, but also blamed her for the loss of the soccer team. He had a very untrustworthy statement. Heart rate was very jumpy. Next was Dr. Elsie Opel. She was age 50, Ana's professor and advisor. She had a very trustworthy statement, extremely even polygraph line. Sam Green, 20 years old, Ana's soccer teammate, had a very trustworthy statement, a majority of steady, consistent polygraph lines. Eric Piedmont and Dominique Hall are both top persons of interest at this time due to the matching of blood types to the crime scene, as well as Ana showing the correct blood type of A.
Digital evidence also proved to be vital. Text showed Dominique Hall, who was not very happy about the scholarship going to Ana. Sam, her teammate on soccer, was also mad about this soccer game, and Sam gave Ana an injury at practice. Eric was being a sweet, loving boyfriend and gave her a good morning text and wants to talk, and said he was sorry that he made her mad, and he asked her a lecture question. Here is one of the text messages from Eric. Emails provided transcripts from Dr. Opel, who said thanks and wanted to meet to work on problems and had some questions about the lab that she was doing. There was also an email from the Office of Financial Aid and Scholarships congratulating Ana on the scholarship she received. Social media stories also showed varied daily activities, which was provided in the timeline.
So fingerprints were found at the scene. They were found to match Ana. However, Eric's fingerprints were found to match the notes. Next was hair. The hair found at the crime scene was Dr. Opel's. There is a possibility that this is true, and also Eric's being a close match. As far as blood goes, Eric, Ana, and Dominique's blood types all match the scene of the crimes of a radial splatter as well as a large center puddle, which insinuates drops inside of drops and a slight force.
DNA analysis was also taken, and upon electrophoresis, only Ana's blood matched the scene. Here's a picture to show that. For the overall analysis, we strongly believe that Ana Garcia had a medical accident due to the match of her blood to the scene. Only Ana's blood passed all blood tests, therefore ensuring that only Ana was present. Many accidents could have happened, including a heart attack, poisoning, or some kind of stroke. This can be found from the vomit, sprawling nature of Ana, and location of blood, as well as other things. There are some unknowns that remain, such as Ana's medical history, her stomach contents, her blood contents, and what was happening in the lab that day.
Ultimately, Commissioner, we have made much progress, but many unknowns remain in this case. We will report back as soon as new information is acquired. Thank you for your cooperation and time.